After a long day of adventuring, your party needs a place to lay low, recuperate and maybe even plan your next quest. And for that, you need a tavern, because doesn't every great adventure start in a tavern? But what's this? There is hardly enough space to sit and the keg is just sitting on the floor. Well, that simply won't do. Let's fix that up. First, let's make some tables. After all, you need a place to set down your ale. For this and most of the rest of this project, I used a combination of popsicle sticks and 5mm square wooden sticks. I made 2 different styles, 4 rectangular tables and 2 round tables with 4cm popsicle sticks as the base. The table legs were built using the square sticks. But I have to admit that I wouldn't have been able to get clean cuts without my Proxxon miter saw. This tool lets me cut the sticks at an angle, making it easy to create these 45-degree angled legs. The legs were arranged in an X pattern and glued together with a bit of superglue. After that, I attached them to the tabletops with PVA. I used a similar approach for the benches, but I cut the legs at a shallower angle than the 45 degrees for the rectangular tables, specifically 20 degrees. To round off this part, I finished the round tables. Pun fully intended. Similar to the rectangular tables, I glued together a square tabletop from popsicle sticks. Once the glue was completely dry, I used my rotary tool to sand these squares down into circular shapes. After that, I added the table legs, which in this case were simple straight legs. Now every tavern needs a middling stew and a stale ale, so we'll need some bowls and cups. I use wooden chopsticks for the bowls and skewer sticks for the cups, cutting them into small appropriate pieces. This is also where my miter saw shines. It's perfect for achieving thin, consistent cuts with ease. I arranged the bowls and cups on pieces of popsicle sticks with a bit of PVA. To create the illusion of food and drink on these trays, I carefully added Vallejo texture paste on top of these tiny wooden pieces. With a bit of paint, this should make a convincingly bland stew. Now, despite the questionable food on display, I do hope you're enjoying what you see so far. So why not give it a like and subscribe? This video is also part of the currently running Lenrix Realm Discord challenge, which you can join by becoming a member of the Lenrix Realm Patreon community for just $1 or €1 a month. This small contribution helps me keep the channel going. Plus, in the higher tiers, you'll get exclusive ad-free versions of my videos. Please consider checking it out. Now we still have the problem of the keg standing on the ground, which honestly is an absolutely no-go. I started out with honeycomb board, a material I featured several times on my channel. It's lightweight, durable, and incredibly easy to work with, since it's made of paper. I began by cutting a 12cm long piece, about 2cm wide. Next, I covered the brown paper sections with various wooden pieces. Starting with panels, I cut from 1mm thick balsa wood sheets. The rest of the build primarily involves the same square sticks I used for the tables and benches. Using these, I also added a wooden beam that spans the full length of the bar. Next, I added a few details, starting with the shield. This piece is from the Conquest faction 100 Kingdoms. It's slightly larger than your standard 28 or even 32mm scale, but it's perfect for what I have in mind. You'll see soon why. For another detail, I made a rope out of florist wire, just like in my previous video, and wrapped it around the beam at the top. And by the way, the wire is 1mm thick, something I forgot to mention last time. Thanks to Bruce for pointing that out in the comments. If you have any question about the video or the project I'm building, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. A final detail I added was a small rat on the beam, because, let's be honest, nothing says medieval tavern like a few rats lurking in the shadows alongside the questionable ale and the so-so stew. Unfortunately, I don't recall where these resin rats are from, so if anyone recognizes this sculpt, please let me know in the comments below. I secured all these details in place with 2-part epoxy, though superglue would just work as well. The former is a bit more stress resistant, which is of course beneficial for gaming pieces. Painting this involved mostly simple techniques like dry brushing, allowing me to get everything painted in a single evening. An efficient approach for terrain like this. After zenithally priming all the pieces, I gave the mostly wooden tables, benches and bar a coat of dark brown and green transparent ink. I used an airbrush for this step to save time, but you could easily use a brush instead, or even speed paints or similar products if you're looking for quick coverage. As I mentioned, I finished up with some dry brushing in various light tones, from blue to green to yellow, ending with a warm off-white. Only the stew, the red and a few other details received more focused brushwork. To finish everything off, I went on my computer, fired up InDesign, and added this fantastic illustration from the Mercury rulebook into a shape sized to match the inside of the shield hanging from the beam. I printed out the illustration, cut it to fit, and glued it in place with PVA. To give the impression that I actually hand-painted this, I applied a bit of wash and added brush strokes in matching colors. A tip I picked up from a recent miscast video. Welcome to Lenric's Tavern. The stew is bad, the ale is stale, but you've got a roof over your head, and it's the only place for miles where you find all three things together. I hope you enjoyed your stay. If you did, please like and subscribe for more experiences like this. I hope to see you soon in the next one, and until then, farewell, fellow adventurers.